All righty, you are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. And why are the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They suck. They suck. They might have won today, but they suck. Can't wait for them to lose in the playoffs, baby, because you know what? Guess what? This guy's going to be there, baby. I can't wait for them there because they suck. Well, I'm not quite I'm not quite sure how much they had to pay the rest for this one here, but, man, they had to dig down deep and pull that wallet out. They had to grease some palms big time for this one, baby. Oh, my God. Well, anyway. We'll get that just in a second. Welcome to the anybody out there and all that's going to spend a little bit of time here this evening. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replay this once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Going to try to go about 30 minutes a night. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free to fire away, throw in the chat box. Usually try to check on the chat box every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. But plus, instead of me just rambling on for half an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever it might be, it's just nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free and fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I've got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second one's called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I got is called the Gridiron. Hold on. My buddy Randy's here. I'm going to move the chair for him. All right, here we go. Randy's here. Okay, we can begin. All right. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. I thank you in advance. Thank you. If you're subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you. I can use all the support I can get, guys. But I'm not. Please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And then finally, also, a little farther down in the description box, there's 2 additional links. Top one's a Facebook link, which I'll go over in just a second. And the one just underneath it, I'm an old fart. It's Twitter. It's a Twitter link. It's always been Twitter. It's Twitter today. It'll be Twitter tomorrow. 3 trillion years from now, in my world, it's Twitter. Whatever letter of the alphabet Elon Musk wants to call it, that's on him. I ain't calling it that. It's Twitter. I usually put some stuff Giant related, of course, every day in the Twitter account. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll follow you back. That's an absolute promise. And then the link just above it, it's a Facebook link. It takes you to my Facebook group, the New York Giants Gridiron. We have over 7,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. If I'm alive and breathing and if I have internet access, I'm putting stuff in this group darn near 365. And not only do I put stuff in here, but the members post stuff in here as well, too. So between me and the members, there's a boatload of New York Giants information going in this group every day. It's called the New York Giants Gridiron. Please join it. You won't be dissatisfied. I promise. All right, all that stuff sitting down out of the way with. All right, well, I don't know. I don't know what to be happy, freaking mad, combo, because honestly, I'm saying we got a 3rd string quarterback going in there, right? And if you told me at the end of this game, the Eagles really, because the Cowboys lost. I was there. My son and I were at the Cowboys. Great game. I watched the Cowboys lose in Miami. If the Eagles at home, we got a 3rd string quarterback in there. Mason Crosby was a 3,442nd kicker we've had this season. Our offensive line. Evan Neal, of course, he's on his season's over with. The Eagles relatively healthy except for Slay. They have a couple injuries, but they're not. They don't have their 3rd string quarterback in there. Put their 3rd string quarterback in there. Let's see what they do, right? But anyway, I mean, if you told me, as I said, because at home, the Eagles need this game. They win. The Eagles win out. They win the division. Blah, 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 blah. It's starting to get a little hairy now because it's like the Ravens, man. It's going to be like 37-12. Wow. Well, of course, the 49ers have thrown 4 interceptions. So it looks like the 49ers are going down to their 4th defeat. So they'll be tied with the Eagles. However, they will have the head-to-head. So the 49ers have to win both of their final games. If they win both their final games, okay, the road to the Super Bowl goes through San Fran, not Philly. So, and honestly, I think if the Cowboys go to Philly, I think they'll beat them because the Eagles. But anyway, if you told me, at the end of this, this game, if I didn't see none of it, if I saw nothing, right, and you told me, as I said, the Eagles need the game, the first place, the Giants, they're playing pretty much for pride, blah, 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 blah. If you said that, Jeff, the final score was going to be 33-25, I'd be like, are you serious, Clark? You know what I mean? I'd be like, the Giants going to lose. Oops, sorry, buddy. The Giants would lose 33-25. I'd be like, yeah? Sign me up for that. Like last year, what was it, 49 or 48-21 with our starters in there, and then we got blown at 38-7 in the playoff game and all. So I'm going to tell you what, hey, we got a 3rd-string quarterback. Of course, then they benched him. It just kind of goes to show you, the Tommy Chicken Cutlet DeVito, okay, quarterback and all, but he still got, he still has some room to grow, right? Then we put our 2nd-string quarterback in there. I said, let's see the Eagles play with a 3rd-string quarterback. Let's see how they do, right? But I said, if after he told me the game was still going to be 33-25, I'd be like, wow, all right, sign me up for that. And of course, you want the Giants to win, but we haven't beaten the Eagles since Jesus Christ. Well, we beat them 13-7 a couple years ago. But, other than that, I think they beat us like 999 of the past 1,000 times. So it's like, I'd be like, sign me up. It just goes to show you a lot of our weaknesses. Obviously, it does help if you have a starting quarterback in there. That helps. But, there was, Boston Scott, the giant killer. Yeah, he looked like a giant freaking turd, didn't he? Oh yeah, the giant killer. He looked great today, didn't he? I think let me check his out. I think 1 carry. Oh yeah, the giant killer. Oh yeah, he's great. Get the out of here. Guy blows. Boston Scott, get the out of here. Now, what is worth this piece of human trash have here? Let me see here. Boston Scott, the giant killer. Ooh. Wow, 1 carry for 3 yards. So they, as a team, they have 170 yards rushing, and Boston Scott, the Giant, has 3 yards rushing. Ooh, he's so great. Ooh, oh my God, he blows. And then if I ever get, I'm probably not gonna buy it, but if somebody ever gives me as a gift, like the NFL record book or something like that, I'm just going to go right back to the page where they have quarterback touchdowns, rushing touchdowns in the season. I'm just going to find where they have Jalen Hurts' name in there. I'm just going to rip it right out. I'm going to wipe with it and flush it down the toilet because that's basically where it goes. The guy sets a record. They do the tush push. Is what 15 rushing touchdowns, 14 of them are probably tush pushes. Get the out of here. Like the guy's super special or something like that. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, he's absolute trash. Absolute trash. When he throws a pick 6. Yeah, really good there, huh? But it just goes to show you just how far the Giants have to. Some of these numbers, where were we at there? We just couldn't stop them. We held them to a field goal here. But it's just when you look at it, when they had that 400, what was it? 400 and how many yards? 70 yards of offense. We held them under 200 yards rushing. So I guess, that's one thing. They had like 250 yards, I think, rushing like 2 times last year. So least we held them under 200 yards rushing. What did they have? They had 295 yards passing. I think he had a sack. I think we sacked them once, right, for 6 yards. So they actually, Jalen Hurts had 301. So, whatever, close, 295, 300, however you want to look at it. Then they had, 170 yards rushing on 35 carries. Of course, a lot of that was Jalen Hurts as well, too. So, let's see, Swift, 20 carries for 92 yards. But, what I'm saying, it just kind of goes to show, where we need, we need help. The Eagles, have a good rushing defense. And we had 26 carries for 106 yards. We need help on the lines. Definitely help on the lines. But I'm looking at this right here. This is just unbelievable. You can even see it from the rear view. Tyrod Taylor's yelling at the ref. I'm looking at from the rear. Tyrod Taylor's throwing the ball. It's going in the air. And before the one low-life, worthless piece of human trash Eagle guy picks the pass off, you can see Saquon Barkley going flying out of the backfield. Absolutely unbelievable. I said, the one nice thing about having this channel and all like that, I can say whatever I want. And ain't nobody finding me. Of course, they can't say nothing. So when they, or they can if they want to get fined. But so when Dable goes up to the podium or Tyrod Taylor, they talk to him because they'll ask him, did you think that was a penalty? Or of course, they're asking Saquon. You think that was a penalty? You think he got pushed out? I guess maybe he can say, yeah, I think that was a penalty. You can't say nothing. You can't say that the refs blew or something, or you can't be saying stuff because you'll get fined. But I can say it. That was absolute trash. It just goes to show you, how they do, they got to help. They got to help the Eagles. Got to help them get back into the playoffs, right? Right. They can't have them lose this game, right? Can't have that happen. So, however much they had to pay the refs or pay the NFL or the NFL paid the refs or whatever, I don't know what it was, but they must have greased their palms pretty good. Because to miss, the dude is literally, you can see it from the ends from you look, down behind Tyrod's back. You can see him throwing the ball, and before it gets into the end zone, you can see Saquon Barkley flying out of the end zone. It's like, absolute just trash, absolute trash. But I said, what's going to make me happy is, when the Eagles wind up, so it's 33-12. Okay. So we got, what do they got? 17 and a half minutes to go. They're down by 3 touchdowns. So I'll tell you what, the Ravens are good. Ravens are good. This is not the 49ers night, obviously. Those interceptions are absolute killers. But, I said, the one nice thing I said, they fought hard. It just, I can't stand. It's just the Eagles. And the other thing is, which stinks is that we have people over here, for dinner, right? And they're all Eagle fans. Everybody except for my son. Me and my son are here. My son's a Cowboy fan. We were watching the Dolphins and the Cowboys last night play. So we were in Miami. So I just got back today. But it was me, my son, and I. He's the Cowboy fan. I'm a Giant fan. And the other 8 people were all Eagle fans. So they just can't. Just can't stand it. Absolutely can't stand it. Hopefully next week the Eagles will want to losing to the Cardinals, although I doubt it. The Eagles are at home against the Cardinals. So, but I'll tell you what, I'm not exactly sure. Let me see here. How about the Patriots, huh? Patriots. Let me see. I I don't know. Is Tankathon up to date on this here? Tankathon NFL here. Let me see here. Draft order. 5 and 10, 6 and 9. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? Giants are number 5 at 5 and 10. No, and you know the nice thing about this is that with this, there's no head-to-head. It's strength of schedule, pretty much. So the team with the hardest strength of schedule gets the right, I believe, or the easier strength of schedule. I'm sorry. So if the Commanders were to win another game, just say, and they would have 5 wins, their strength of schedule is more difficult than the Giants. And the Giants could jump up. Could jump up. So we want to pull for the Cardinals, obviously, to beat the Eagles. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but we got as of right now, the Chicago Bears have the first pick, the Cardinals have the second pick, the Commanders have the third pick, then the Patriots have the fourth pick, and the Giants have the fifth pick. So the first pick and the second pick, you figure would maybe Fields, and Murray, right? Maybe those two teams would be, with those two picks, the Bears and maybe they'll be satisfied with those quarterbacks. The problem is now you got the Commanders and then you got the Patriots, 2 teams that need quarterbacks. So now you're not even sure what the Giants are going to wind up doing. And once again, we still got 2 games left to go. But as of right now, the Giants have the 5th overall pick, right? But the nice thing is that you figure, I don't know if Marvin Harrison's going to fall to the Giants. But you figure a couple quarterbacks going out. It'd be interesting to see which way Shane wants to go here, right? Because we got Daniel Jones coming back. He's the starter. Are we going to try to start building the wall in front of him? What are we doing, Evan Neal? I mean, so he's on IR. Shocking, I know. So in 2 seasons, that's 34 games. He's played 20 of the 34, right? So he's missed out of 30. He's missed 14. He's played in 20. He's missed 14 games so far. And it's not like the thing was, it's not like this season. He played 3 games, blew out his ACL. He missed the final 14 games. The first season, he was healthy, played in every game. We got some good tape on him. We know what he can do. And blah, 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 blah. This season, high hope for him. He played 3 games, blew the ACL out. He missed. No. Last year, he missed some games. We come this year, he missed some games, came back, missing some more games. I mean, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see where Shane winds up going. It'd be a shame if one of those tackles were there, right? When we go, I mean, unless Harrison falls to the Giants at number 5. Don't know. Because the thing is with Harrison, right? What you're looking for, if like the Bears, unless the Giants want to, try to jump up to the number 1 pick or something like that. But anyway, with Harrison, right? Because you're figuring if the Bears want to stay with Fields, I don't have no idea. But it wouldn't it behoove them, right? to try to get Fields some help. Hey, let's give him Harrison, right? Or Kyler Murray, right? If they're going to keep Kyler Murray, hey, let's give him some help. Ergo, there goes Harrison, right? Now I said that you can see Washington and the Patriots possibly taking a quarterback. So I mean, one of those tackles is going to fall to the Giants at pick 5. Now the Giants going to win another game. Anything is possible. Anything's possible. We've got the Rams coming to town. The Giants finish up the season with 2 games at home. Of course, one of them's against the Eagles. It would be nice to spoil their season if we can lay another loss on them, maybe make them a wild card team or something like that. Man, that would be freaking great. That'd be a great way to end the season. But I mean, if one of those tackles falls to the Giants, I mean, I mean, how I understand Evan Neal's been hurt and blah, 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 blah. I get that and all that stuff and everything, but it's like if you get one of these tackles, I mean, if Shane's seen these guys play and they get tape on them and all and everything, and they look like they can be a plug and play tackle. I mean, then you get Andrew Thomas, and you get so now you have your tackles. You have John Michael Schmitz, he's got to get stronger. He'll get more more experience and knowledge and everything just by playing, right? But he's got to get stronger, which he will. As the years go by, each year just get a little stronger, and he'll be able to, hopefully take on some of those bigger guys because sometimes he does seem to get a little overmatched. He's not the biggest guy in the world. I mean, he goes up against a guy that probably outweighs him 20, 30, 40 pounds or whatever. Gets a little bit overmatched. But, so we have our center, we have our left tackle. I said, man, if we can get that right tackle. I said, and just, hey, Evan, we got a new role for you, brother. Let's see a guard, right? See what you do at guard. But anyway, I mean, this one because it's the Eagles. It's really the Eagles. So there was a lot of there's some good things. Obviously we had some good things in here. There were some bad things. I mean, the defense with the pick six running that back. That I mean, right? That helped, but we couldn't. A lot of time we just couldn't stop the Eagles. And then of course our special teams. I mean. Gillen has a, I think his leg was wrapped, so maybe he wasn't exactly booming the punts, but where was the first time he punted the ball, guy runs it back. Was it the 12? Let me check this out. The 12 or the 13-yard line? Oh my God. Let's see here. Let's go to Gamecast here, shall we? Gamecast. Nope. Play by play. All right, here we go. So the Giants punted and at the 13-yard line. I mean, punted at 41 yards to the Eagles 33, and the guy runs the ball back 54 yards. I mean, the guy's not Devin Hester. I mean, just absolute, just trash, tackling. Coverage, absolute trash. I mean, I said that was Deion Sanders or Devin. I mean, okay, absolute trash. And what was it? 2-play drive they had? Oops, not bad. Yep, Tankathon. Oh, my dishwasher's done. 2-play drive. Yep, they got set up at the 13-yard line. 2-play drive. Of course, the one was a tush push, of course, which gave Jalen Hurts. I think it might have gave him the quarterback rushing. See, when Cam Newton did, Cam sometimes I think sometimes he might have like dove over with the ball but Cam was the man, right? He would run the ball. He would pull the super, but Cam would run it in. He could run it in from far out. He'd sweep. He would just run it in. That guy was big. That guy's attack bringing him down. So his were actually running touchdowns. It's none of this. Jalen Hurts set the record. He has 15 rushing touchdowns because he's so great. No, he's not. No, 14 quarterback sneaks out of 15 rushing touchdowns. No, sorry, I couldn't care less about that. I mean, that's absolute trash. 14 quarterback sneaks. Ooh, he's so good. No, he's not. You could put a dead donkey back there behind the tush push, right? And they'd have 14 quarterback touchdowns. So that don't mean nothing to me. That don't impress me at all. Absolutely not. That's absolute trash to me. But I said, one of the problems the Giants had, and I think they even showed a graphic on it too, was in the game. They said something like, I forgot what it was, after the first 3 or 4 drives or something like that, or whatever it was of the games last season, they showed the scores. The Giants were down like 20-0, 13-0, 21 after like the first 4 drives of the game or something like that. Every game the Giants were in a hole last season, just hole and a hole and every game last season, right? Couldn't stop them. And, here we are. Couple plays with punt. Guy runs the ball back to the 13-yard line. The first and 10 or a 13. 2 plays later, touchdown. 48 seconds into the game, we're down 7-0 already. I mean, just unbelievable. I mean, that one you can't say so much on the defense because nobody stops the tush push, and also, the defense they started at the 13-yard line, right? That was special teams. I mean, Gillen kicks it, I think it was to the 33-yard line of the Eagles, and we let the guy run the ball all the way back to our 13-yard line. I mean, absolute horrible coverage. Absolute horrible coverage. I mean, 7-0. Boom, just like that. Bad punt return, 7-0. Right. It wasn't obviously all bad on the Giant part because, I mean, the Eagles, Boston Scott, the giant killer. Get the out of here, giant killer. Get the out of here. Absolute trash. He's so great. How many touchdowns a worthless piece of trash scored this time? Yeah, no, I didn't think so. 1 carry for 3 yards. What a worthless piece of trash he is. Fumbles the ball, right? That helped. The pick 6, obviously, that helped, So we really weren't walking up and down the field offensively. But just goes to show you, we're still not quite in the Eagles, ballpark yet. We had a hard time stopping them. Hard time stopping. And it's just nothing I hate. I can't stand just, when they get the ball and they just start walking down the field, right? We definitely need help up front, offensive line and defensive line. We need help. We need to start turning the tide on these teams. We need to start turning the tide on the Eagles with the fronts, the offensive and defensive line. We need help there. And same thing with the Cowboys, obviously. Now the one thing, what the Dolphins did, like with the Cowboys yesterday, was the Cowboys. First 2 times the Cowboys got the ball yesterday against the Dolphins. First time they just walked right down the field. Now, they don't show the highlights there at the Hard Rock Stadium are not impressed. They would show like one that something would happen. They would show the highlight like one time. I don't know if Dak Prescott blew the handoff, if the guy didn't get the ball, or exactly what happened. But they walked right down the field, the Cowboys. Got down to the 1-yard line, 1.5 yard line, whatever it was, and they blew a handoff, and which might have basically cost them the football game. And the Dolphins got it. Well, the next time the Cowboys got the ball, they walked down the field, and CeeDee Lamb ran one in from quite a distance out and gave the Cowboys 7 points. Well, after that, I'll tell you what, it was took Cowboys a while to score again. The Dolphins were getting some pressure. They were blitzing. They were getting pressure on Dak Prescott, and they were sacking him. They were hitting him. They were hurrying him. He would run out of the pocket, too, and he would pick up some yards, too. But, I mean, the Dolphins were dominating the line of scrimmage when they were on defense. They did a real good job stopping the run. I said Dak would get loose every now and then, and he would extend the drives and all, but they would get pressure on him. Van Ginkel, that guy, I think that was the guy that hurt Daniel Jones. He had a great game. Like I said, but they were blitzing all kinds of guys, and they were putting pressure on Dak, and they were hitting him and sacking him and everything like that. The Giants got to get like that. Yeah. So they really, really need, without question, to work on their lines. That's for sure. All right, let me see here. Pull up ESPN here. What do we got here? 49ers making any kind of a game of it, or no? Is it game over? 33-12. Oh, still 33-12. 49ers got the ball. Where are they there? Where are they? Ball's on the San Fran 10. On a 30. Wow. All right. 33-12 still. Wow. Looks like the Ravens are going to be. Ravens are good. Where are we at here? I got whoops. Another pick. Another pick. Well, all right. Let's see here. I mean, once again, you got to, second, third string quarter. We were 4 out of 14 on third down conversions. Right. Eagles are 8 out of 15. And then there were 2 out of 2 on fourth downs because you can't stop the tush push. You can't stop that. Right. So basically, the Eagles were 10 out of 17 between third and fourth down conversions. And we went for it 5 times on fourth down. And basically, we almost had to. You had to go for stuff. You just couldn't. It's fourth down. We'll punt it back to the Eagles and watch them walk down the field and score. No, you had to go for it. So we were 7 out of 19, which is not really ideal on third and fourth down. Let's see here. They had 28 first downs. We had 14. And you can't complain really at all because the Eagles didn't get 1 first down from a penalty. Giants only had 3 penalties called on them. And the Eagles had 9 for 65. Of course, the one that didn't get called on the Eagles was the one that should have got called was the interference one. We should have sent the Giants up first and goal at the 1 yard line. Right? Now, of course, you don't know if the Giants would have scored, would the Giants have, scored a touchdown with it, then have to still go for the 2, send it in overtime and win it over. So you're still asking for stuff, but I don't know what the refs are looking at. They should have been pass interference, should have been first and goal Giants at the 1 yard line. But I said, you can't, the Eagles had 28 first downs. Not one of them came via, let's say via penalty. Giants had 3 penalties. So they only got 3 penalties called on. Fantastic, right? The Eagles earned every one of those 28 first downs, 470 yards of offense. You're not going to win much giving up 33 points. 28 first downs. It's hard to get 28 first downs. That's 7. That's basically like every other minute the other team's getting a first down. Basically, it's 7 first downs every quarter. 15 minutes in a quarter, 7 first downs. So basically, almost like every other minute, every 2 minutes, they're getting a first down. Not good. Not good at all. As I said, and that was they just had 10 drives. They averaged 6.3 yards per play. 24 out of 38. That's like 67, 68, percent completion percentage. So, they ran the ball 35 times, 170 yards, almost 5 yards a carry. Right. We won the turnover battle, right? And actually, you can look at it too like that. Not only did we actually win the turnover battle, but we had 1 turnover, which was almost the last play of the game, right? You had to throw the ball. You can't get sacked. We had a great job protecting him. Tyrod rolls out to his left. He's looking. There's obviously nobody wide open. We had, Waller, you can try to throw the ball to or whatever. We don't have a dog, and it was Waller. It's just, where we at here? Box score, right? Is this it? Okay, here we go. Darren Waller. 2 catches for Darren Waller. One thing I heard was, their secondary is not good. They don't have Slay, right? You see, they got torched when Slayton burned them. Their linebackers do not cover very well. I'm not exactly sure, why we only able to get the ball to Waller 2 times the whole game. I'm really not sure. unless something was really bothering with his hamstring. I don't know, but how he wound up with 2 receptions is kind of beyond me. He should be he should be the one of the focal points. So it just goes to show you, I mean, and you tip your cap to the Eagles. They played a really good game. They're certainly the better team, better than the Giants, that's for sure. DeVito, 9 out of 16 for 55 yards. So he played a half, 55 yards passing, 3.4 yards pass attempt. Got sacked once. Didn't throw any interceptions, right? But, Slayton had 3 catches, Bellinger with 4, Darren Waller with 2, Wan'Dale Robinson with 3, Saquon with 3. Saquon had 3 catches for 4 yards. Matt Breida had 1 catch for 3 yards. So our running backs had 4 catches for 7 yards. I mean, I just don't know. I don't. Some of it is, you look at it, it's like, how is it like when McCaffrey, right? I mean, McCaffrey's good and all that stuff. I get it, right? I'll take Saquon. Okay. How come we complete 3 passes to Saquon? He gets like 4 yards. You complete 3 passes to McCaffrey, he gets like 58 yards. I mean, and it's like, I don't know, you just drop back the pass and you look, maybe not tonight so much. I'm not watching the game, right? But when McCaffrey, bam, you hit him, he catches it, and there's like nobody around him. And he's just running and running and running. And I'm like, where is he getting all these yards from? And it's like, we drop back the pass, right? We throw Saquon, he catches it, turns around, there's 13 guys standing. It's like, we can't scheme him open, get him. I mean, why he catches the ball, he gets like 2 yards every time? Why? Really? I don't know. Just very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. I mean, the guys, they tried. They tried their hearts out. It just pisses you off because I actually just can't stand it. I just can't even talk. But Bobby Okereke had a great game, 10 tackles. Xavier McKinney, I tell you what, if whether regardless if he's, I don't know, I want to say, he's trying to prove his spot on the team, on this team, I deserve, or he wants to be back or something. He's putting up some good numbers out there. His final bunch of games, he's putting up his resume is looking pretty good. I mean, once again, according to ESPN, anyway, right? He was in there for 10 tackles. Once again. But once again, between, I think we had Banks one game, we had Pinnock another game. I think we had McKinney. It's like the second time McKinney's been in there. So like in the past 4 or 5 weeks or so, we've had, unfortunately, a guy in the secondary, because I think between Okereke and McKinney, we had they tied, according to ESPN, for the lead in tackles on the team. But it's like the 4th or 5th week, like in a row or so, whatever, where we've had like one of our guys in the secondary, which is not good, lead the team in tackles, or lead the team, or be tied for the lead in tackles, which is not good. But Xavier's always has been up there, so he's putting some good stuff out for a resume. So now it's not exactly sure, what the Giants have in mind. You can certainly draft in the second round, probably maybe third round, you can get yourself a decent safety. Certainly not taking a safety in the top 10. That's for sure. There's nobody there. You ain't taking a safety. But I mean, he's putting some good stuff on film. Yeah, they got some. Do they bring back Saquon? What they do with Xavier McKinney. I'm sure Adoree Jackson is probably gone. He said he wants to be back with the Giants, but I mean, Giants don't have a lot of boatload of cap space. They do not have a lot of cap space for next season. I mean, the following season they'll have some more room. Well, let's take a look at that here. Let me see. Giants salary cap 2024. Let's try this out. Giants salary cap 2024. I'll do spot track because I was like I can read this one a little bit better. Okay, so we got the 2024. They have estimated cap space like $36 million. So I mean that's not good. I mean it's good, right? But it could be better. Because you figure we got 36 million, we're going to need like whatever, 7 million or so, or whatever, just for our 7-8 million, whatever, for our draft class. Right? I said that doesn't include Xavier McKinney. It doesn't include Saquon. They can save some money by maybe doing something with Daniel Jones's contract. The problem with that is you don't know what Shane and Dave will kind of want to do. How much money do they want to kick down the road with Daniel Jones if they don't think he's their long-term future at quarterback? They don't want to kick too much money down the road. That's one of the reasons why they want to like start touching Leonard Williams' contract. Right, they want to give him some money up front, have a signing bonus or something, kick some money down the road, give the Giants some more salary cap space this season because they think Leonard Williams is going to be in the long term future for the New York Football Giants. They said the same thing with Daniel Jones. You're not sure if they're going to be able to want to touch his contract. They might be able to touch maybe like I don't know, maybe Andrew Thomas's contract, maybe Sexy Dexy's contract, maybe something like that. Get some extra cap space. They get rid of Mark Lewinsky if they want. They'll save themselves some money there. They do have some dead cap space next season. But I mean, to have $30-something million, that's not a boatload of money. I said because that doesn't include Saquon and that doesn't include Xavier McKinney. Now, if you want to get those guys going forward, now I mean, you have to. If you want to make it where it's cap friendly, you got to sign them to a contract. You can't just franchise tag Saquon because it's going to cost you $12 million right off the top. There's no, if you franchise tag him once again, you own 12.1, 12.2 million, whatever it's going to be. There's no, we'll give you a signing bonus and we'll take some of that, we'll kick some of that money down the road and out of your 12 million, only 3 million is going to go toward the cap. No, it all comes right off the cap. So that 12 million is gone if you bring back on the franchise tag. If you sign them to say a 3-year deal, whatever, 3 years, 40 million, 25 guaranteed, whatever. You can maybe make it where instead of what that would be like 13 million annual. Right? Maybe you can give them some signing bonus or something. So instead of 13 coming off, maybe it goes down to, I don't know, whatever, 7 or 8 or something. Right. Same thing with Xavier McKinney. Right. Because, obviously the cap's going to keep going up. And let's see what do the Giants have here in 2025. Because let's not forget, Daniel Jones is still under contract. So let's go 2025. Right. Okay. Update here. Okay. So let's see. What do the Giants have here? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah, the Giants going to have estimated cap space $130 million. And that's including Daniel Jones. We got Andrew Thomas is signed, and that includes Darren Waller, too. I mean, we can get out of his contract with about $6 million dead cap money. We save almost $10 million if we get rid of Darren Waller. Just saying if. So I'm going by, just if, right? But that's with Daniel Jones. We could get rid of Daniel Jones and save over another $20 million. So we have $130 million in 2 years, according to Spot Track. You could fluctuate, right? That's $130 million. Well, let me see. How many guys we have under contract here, too? That's only 26. So we don't have a lot. But you figure we're going to have 2 more draft class, right? So we got 26. That's 26 contracts we got. Guys under contract. still have $130 million. But if we were to get, just saying, if we got rid of Daniel Jones, we'd save $20 million. If we got rid of Darren Waller because of his hamstring or whatever, it'd be another $10 million. So we could go almost darn near almost up to $160 million in cap space. We still need to get 26 guys. There would be 2 more draft classes. So after the 2 draft classes, we'd have at least 40 guys on the roster. We'd still need to sign another, obviously a bunch of guys. But, 2 years from now, we're going to have well over $100 million in cap space. But once again, right, that doesn't include Xavier McKinney. That doesn't include Saquon Barkley, right? So, but 2 years we'll have a lot of money. I said, but this year coming up, I said we have as of right now about $36 million. There's stuff that we can do to get up some more space, But I'm saying, but if you look at, you're going to sign Saquon, Xavier McKinney, we got to get our draft class. That's going to chew up quite a bit of the cap. Now we can certainly bring in somebody nice, somebody nice. We can also, if we were going to go out and sign like a T. Higgins or something like that, or somebody, right? Maybe a number 1 wide receiver, maybe, right? Or I don't know if there's a really good offensive lineman or maybe a good edge rusher on the market, right? Bring somebody in, right? For a few years, give him whatever he's going to want per year, but then give him a signing bonus and bring it, drop his contract down for next season. So it's not such a big cap hit, but we don't have a ton of money next season. A ton. I mean, we can bring in a couple free agents, a couple, mediocre, free agents, but we don't have a ton. But in 2 years, we're going to have a lot of money. And, if we get rid of Darren Waller, right, that would save us about $10 million too. So 2 years, 2025, the Giants are going to have some money to play with. Definitely going to have some money to play with. So in 2025, the cap money we'll have, and you figure another 2 draft classes, you figure we've had 2 draft classes already with Shane, and we, get the 3rd one and that one, and then have some extra cap space money, that's going to give the Giants, Mr. Mara, shall I say, maybe a good indication of where we're going, because 2 more draft classes, right? And we have all that money in 2 years to spend on bring a couple free agents in or so like that. If we don't start turning this thing around, I said, you just looking at the Giants injuries, as I said, 2nd, 3rd string quarterback in there playing, right? Going up against an Eagle team that's pretty healthy. I mean, they got some injuries. So the Giants. I said, 33-25, they fought hard, right? You got to give them all the credit. Or we hung in there, right? Just when when things look kind of bad after the 3rd. What the heck was the score after the 3rd quarter? Here. Right. I'm sorry. After at halftime, I'm sorry. When it was 20-3. I mean, it was like, oh my God. I mean, literally, it was 20-3. I'm like, that's 40-6. If you double, I'm like, so we hung tough. We actually put a dome up on, actually held the Eagles out of the scoreboard column in the 3rd quarter. We got back in the game. We were within 2 points. It was like, right? You got to tip your cap. I mean, obviously the Eagles are the better team. They won. They deserve to win. Even without that penalty, it should have been called at the end of the game. But you got to give the Giants, a lot of credit. They came in, they fought their rear ends off, and they almost pulled it off. I hope somebody gets in trouble for that non-call or whatever that was. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there was the one call with Buffalo. You know what I mean? With Waller at the end zone at the end of the game, they didn't call that. So I mean, it's like, so if the referee, if whoever's watching, Waller, say there was somebody in the end, right, supposed to be watching Waller, And Waller, was looking back, and I guess maybe the guy's pulling on his jersey, but maybe the ref was maybe not in a good position, maybe to see the tug or something like that. We got screwed once again. Shocking, I know. Okay. But I mean, how can you not possibly see somebody flying in the air? I mean, how could you miss that? I mean, I'm a little lost in that one. So the refs actually think that Saquon was running, and he just planted his feet and he just dove back by himself. I mean, is that what the refs thought? Is that what Saquon actually did? He was just running in the back of the end zone. Hit me. No, I'm just going to jump out of bounds. I'm just going to plant my feet. I'm just going to jump, fly. I mean, you actually missed that? I mean, are you kidding me? It would really be nice if just one of these, one game, one game we go to Giants way against a upper tier opponent. Because we beat the Packers, okay. We beat the Patriots or beat the Commanders a couple times, Okay, great, wonderful. Whoopie-do. We beat the Cardinals. Whoopie-do. It would be nice one time, like this season, as bad as this season's been for the Giants, just one time this season, if something would go the Giants' way. Like knock the Eagles off the last game of the season or something like, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, that Christmas, that Christmas miracle, the Christmas present or whatever, was just not quite meant to be. But the Eagles were certainly the better team today. It goes to show you how the Giants have some work to do. They certainly have some work to do. And a lot of it starts on those lines. We not getting pressure on the quarterback, not stopping the run, and our offense. We only gave up one sack. Okay, unlike against the Saints, right? So that was the one thing I was really worried about, is how many sacks. We gave up 7 sacks to the Saints. How many? The Eagles aren't what they were last year as far as with the sacks, but it's like, how many sacks are we going to give up this week on the road against the Eagles? But no, only gave up 1. Right? But I said, just goes to show you, we're still outmanned, outgunned by the upper echelon teams. But you know what? If we can just ask for one thing, just knock one of these teams off, like the Eagles, last game of the season, maybe hurt their playoff. Well, you're not going to hurt their playoffs. They're in the playoffs, right? But maybe knock them out of the top seed, maybe the last game of the season. Maybe we can get a nice little late Christmas present, knock the Eagles out of first place or something like that, make them a wild card team. That would be nice. The one thing you do know is that the Giants, hung tough, right? And the other thing too, we're playing them in 2 weeks. It's not like we played them the first game of the season and we're playing them the last game. It's like, say this was the first game of the season and we lost a tough one. We got pushed. Should have had that call. A tough one, tough loss. Well, then you play them again 4 months later. It still would hurt. It still would stink. But it's not going to sting quite as much as now, right? Not going to, because we're playing them in 2 weeks again. 2 weeks. Actually, not even 2 weeks, 13 days, right? Because we're playing them on a Sunday at 1 o'clock, not a Monday. So we're playing them in 13 days again. So it's still going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. So let's hope the Giants can maybe, muster up enough, and maybe we get a couple breaks to go our way. Maybe we can get a couple calls to go our way when we play them again the last game of the season. And just maybe, we can knock the Eagles off final game of the season. And wouldn't it'd be nice, not so much to give the Cowboys the division, but to knock the Eagles and make them a wild card team and make them play pretty much like 3 road games, pretty much almost knock them pretty much out of the playoffs, because they're not winning 3 road games. Not with their offense. Not with their defense they have. They're not going into Dallas and winning. They're not going to go on to play the 49ers and win. That's not happening. Not happening. So if we can beat the Eagles the final game of the season and maybe knock them out of first place and give the Cowboys the division, we'll pretty much knock the Eagles out of the playoffs by doing that. So, well, guys, it is what it is. We're almost 55 minutes. I just can't stand another. I can't stand. Absolutely can't stand them. Eagles. The enemy number one. Cowboys are number two. But enemy number one is the Philadelphia Eagles. Can't stand them. All right, guys, it's been 55 minutes. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. If anybody spends any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!